Hi guys, welcome again to my channel. My name is MC and I have Felix with me as my guest today. So if you're new to my channel, please subscribe and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you get more updates whenever I upload a video every week. So again, I also have a SLE student lounge. So if you're not a member yet, check my description box to get more information about it. So in today's video, we're going to talk about 10 mistakes that we made when we moved here to Canada. Am I right? Okay, so as you know guys, Felix was an international student when you moved here. So he's not Canadian, he's from Germany. So I think he'll have some, important points to share with us today. So yeah, so now let's start. Our number one, not me, it's mainly you. The number one mistake that he did when he moved here to Canada is buying a really cheap car. So tell me more about that.
So we've been here for 2 years now, and I had 3 cars and you just one. So
Yeah, I just have one.
even though your car was a little more expensive, under the bottom line, I spent more money on buying cars, even though they were better on fuel. So I would have next time I should just buy a car that's a little more expensive and lasts me the whole time.
Yeah, I think it's important to invest something that will last longer than buying a cheap
Yeah,
product.
I'm not buying a super expensive car.
Yeah.
Like, not more than $3,000, but a little more than maybe $1,000.
Yeah. So for me, I bought my car for $2,400, but until now, I'm still using that car. So there will be little problem and stuff, but I don't remember spending so much money fixing my car, right? So there are things that I had to fix, but which is normal to fix. So yeah, that's the number one. And then the second one would be, it's you, always you. You made... Okay, so the number two that I think it was a mistake when I got my first job. So the first job that I got was I work in a restaurant, and then they only paid me around $8, which is below the minimum wage. So I accepted it right away because I was like, whatever, I'll just get whatever job that I could get. And I feel like that's something that I should have not done, because I can get better jobs than that. So I feel like I underestimated myself. I feel like I'm not gonna get a job. That was my mentality before, but for international students who are planning to move here, don't do that. Make sure that you find a job that at least pay you a minimum wage. What's your...
Yeah, I think the main point here is don't think because you're an immigrant or someone on a student permit, don't think that you don't deserve the same wage or minimum wage as well, because I think there's a mentality of some businesses thinking they can use these people and pay them less because those people think, taking advantage of them because they think they don't have any chance to get other work, but that's not the case, not in Canada.
Yeah, but then during that time, I accepted that offer and wasn't aware that by law, you're not allowed to pay someone below minimum wage. So I didn't know that. So you guys should know that the moment you start working, the moment that you had an orientation, that should be paid. Okay, so the third mistake, that wasn't me, it was you. You didn't get a job right. You didn't get a job right away. You were sitting on the couch for 8 months and you were chilling because you have money to spend,
Yeah, so next time I was a little too comfortable living off the savings that I had, and I thought, I'm just going to look for a job that I really like and that's good and that pays good. I'd rather wait a little longer and get a good job. So basically the opposite of what you just did. So you just have to find a medium in between those two. Find a job, even if you don't like it, too much is get started working, which is what you did as well. You changed that shitty job pretty quick.
I changed it pretty quick.
Yeah.
After 2 months, I quit my job. I looked for another one, but I didn't quit like without any replacement. I quit because I have a better offer.
Yeah, and I just should have started working earlier.
Yeah, I should have started working earlier because
Yeah.
you should have like saved that money.
I was wasting my money a little bit when I came.
Yeah, he was wasting his money, but then there's a good side because you got like good grades. You were more focused on studying. He was very, very focused on studying. He could finish the assignment right away. I was like, "Oh, you're done on your assignment?" I was like, "I'm not done yet." He was so fast because he got like a lot of time to do all the things for school. So yeah. And number 4. So this mistake, it's not. I think this mistake is usually done by Asian people, Filipinos, or maybe Chinese. I don't know. I don't want to name anyone, but. I feel like Filipinos are doing this. So they don't get out of their comfort zone. So the moment they step into Canada, they look for Filipino friends, they look for Filipino community. It's okay, there's no problem with that. But then you don't step out of your comfort zone. You don't make friends with other nationalities, especially Canadians. For me, it's important to make that connection or building relationship with Canadians, because if you really wanted to stay here and if you really wanted to know more about Canada, I think Canadians are the most like good resources because they know more about Canada, history, and I don't know, because Jess, our friend, she's Canadian, right? And we didn't know about most of history here in Canada, and it's just Jess who told us most of it. Yeah, so for me, it's important to have another set of friends, not just your own nationality. So the number 5 that we would have done differently, I guess, it's both of us made this mistake. Moving out of Nova Scotia right away. We would have stayed there, mainly because for the permanent residency, I think if we didn't move right away, we would have got our permanent residence now, right?
Yeah, probably.
Can you?
Most likely, yeah.
Like, it's not like we're not gonna get our permanent residence here in British Columbia.
No,
but
it's just harder.
It's harder.
Quite a bit harder.
Yeah. So if you're kind of person that you don't wanna risk, then it's better to stay in that province where you graduated. Yeah, we would have stayed in Nova Scotia. We're still moving, I think we're still gonna move, but not that early. We moved right away. We moved after. We even moved before graduation.
Yeah, but that had other reasons too.
Yeah, so
there was also the feeling that you thought that you don't find good work in Nova Scotia, the pay in Nova Scotia is not good, so a lot of people felt like going somewhere else. That's a reason as well why we left Nova Scotia.
Yeah, the pay wasn't that much, wasn't that high if you're going to compare with other provinces,
but you should focus on
immigration.
PR first, because it's more important than the money you make right away.
Yeah, so
because you can always make a lot of money after that and go anywhere you want.
Okay, number 6 mistake. Number 6, yeah. This is the mistake that I did, I guess. Processing my nursing license. This is brought up by Felix, mainly. He thinks that was a mistake. So because I processed my nursing assessment and stuff, so I paid a lot of money doing that. I studied business administration and I also processed my nursing license, so I kind of like spent so much money with my nursing license, and now I'm not practicing it. So it was a waste of money, mainly because I feel like I'm just doing it because of the money, because we're Filipino, we studied nursing in the Philippines, and I feel like I have to do it because I'm a nurse in the Philippines. I really have to do it. It's not like what I want. It's more like peer pressure, I guess. No, I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, you just don't really want to be a nurse.
No, it's not my dream job. So, and also like working in home nursing when I was a student, I saw the environment in home care and I wasn't that amazed, or I didn't like it, I guess. It's not because of my coworkers or anything. I don't have any issues with my coworkers. I don't like the environment. If you're watching this and if you're a nurse in the Philippines and if you're planning to be a nurse here, make sure that is something that you really like to do. If not, maybe think twice and take a different program. You were saying about nursing because our parents told us to do nursing.
Yeah, maybe that's the point. That a lot of Filipinos or Filipinas are nurses because, not because it's their dream, because they just think it's a good or the only way to make good money, and because their parents want them to be a nurse. I don't know that. It's just a guess. It's not the only way to success.
Yeah, so
Or to make good money. There are lots of other jobs in Canada, at least, that make like where you can make the same money or more compared to being a nurse.
yes, so that's like I think a Filipino mentality that if you're a nurse, you'll make more money. You know, you can be successful in other fields as well, and you will make the same amount of money. The next mistake that we made is moving all the time. We always move. And if we feel like it was a mistake, it's not a mistake. We would have done differently, I guess. It was hard for us to make friends. So like if you always move, yeah, we have some friends in Nova Scotia, but then we left Nova Scotia. Now you have to make friends again, and for us it's so hard to build that relationship. So every time you move, you build another relationship with other people, and especially for family. You told me this before. If you're family and then you have kids, it would be hard for the kids as well if you always move. That would be frustrating for kids because they have to make new friends in school again. Like, just put yourself into their shoes.
It's mainly my fault, the moving. It's just my...
It's in your blood.
That's how I lived before. That's mainly my fault that we moved so much.
Like here, we always move different provinces, which is kind of hard. So that's not normal, but yeah. Oh, number 8. This is something that you made. Choose different program.
Yeah, so we studied business administration, and it's not a bad program, and it has some... there's some points that we're still using now and that helped us to get the job that we have right now. But it's not anything that I really wanted to do, and I mainly took it because it started in January and it was just a program that was available. But I should have studied something that I'm more interested in and that would help me do things that I enjoy doing, which I'm not really doing right now. So yeah, don't just study something. Even though it's a big reason for you to study to get a post-graduation work permit, it should still be something that you are at least enjoying or interested in. Otherwise, you're just wasting your time.
And your money.
And money too, yeah, it's not cheap, right? So.
Number 9, having a side business. So Felix had a side business in Nova Scotia before when he was studying. He worked so hard, like he got multiple jobs. He was making a lot of money.
How is that a mistake?
No, it was a mistake because you're not doing it anymore. You
So
stopped doing it.
Stopped to have a side business. Yeah.
You should have like continued doing it.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
the moment we step out of Nova Scotia and we got a full-time job, we didn't make that effort to have another side business.
Yeah. So we mainly thought that the way to go is just to study something good and get a really good job, and don't waste your time on having part-time jobs or other sources of income. You should just focus on your main source of income and grow your salary and all that. But we learned after a while that that's financially not always the best thing to do, because the more money you make in your main job, the more taxes you also pay, and there are different ways There are lots of different ways today to have a little bit of income here, a little bit of income there, whether it's something you do online or a part-time job or investing your money somewhere. There's so many different ways, and we just eventually started doing and realizing that when we moved to British Columbia.
Yeah, that's something that we realized recently, that it's not like having a huge salary, because if you make more money, you pay more taxes. So I think we learned something, that you need to have a side business so you can play around in terms of taxes.
Yeah, and
Right.
also if you lose one income, you still have the other one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's very important. Like right
Yeah.
now, you're not just relying on employment
Yeah.
insurance, which is not enough.
It's always good to have multiple sources of income, not just
Yeah.
one.
And then the last mistake that we made was not opening a tax-free savings account,
Right away.
TFSA.
Yeah.
You should have like open it right away.
Yeah, because anybody who comes to Canada and has a social insurance number and is 18 years or older is eligible to open a tax-free savings account. And a tax-free savings account basically means that there's a contribution room every year, so there's a certain amount that you're allowed to put into it, but the capital gains you make within that account are tax-free. So you can invest on the stock market, you can just collect interest of that savings account, you can have a mutual fund or an index fund that you're investing in. All the money that you make there is tax-free.
Yeah, so we didn't open tax-free savings account until we got our full-time job. So now we realize that we would have like done this the moment we started working. The moment
Yeah.
we got the SIN number, social insurance number,
Should've-
open the TFSA. So because like investing money into stock market will gain something.
Well, not just opening a TFSA, that's not enough. You have to start investing too.
Start investing, even like just $10, or there's no minimum amount, right? When you open TFSA.
Just start saving, investing continuously, even if it's just $50 a
Yes.
month or something.
I think there's another one that we have to mention, is like having a credit card right away. So here in Canada, having a credit card is a must to build your credit history. So can you explain the credit history?
Yeah,
No,
so-
credit scores.
So you have a credit score, and if you have a credit card, it's very easy to improve or also do the opposite to your credit score. So if you use your credit card a lot and you also pay it off on time, then that's a good way to build your credit score. Like there's a whole lot more behind that, like the way it works, but that's basically how it is. But if you go over your spending limit all the time, then your credit score will
Go
be
down.
negatively affected. So, but a good credit score is something that you need if you want to make bigger purchases later in life here in Canada.
Yeah.
So whether it's buying a car or buying
Buy
a house, the better your credit score at that time, the better the deal that you're gonna get. The lower your
Interest.
mortgage payment, the lower your interest that you'll have to
Yeah.
pay. So that's why it's important to have a credit card, but use it in a smart way. Like inform yourself. There are lots of YouTube videos on how to improve your credit score. So use
Yeah.
it accordingly. Yeah.
So I think that's important, because I know someone, like, she's an international student and she's not aware about this. And I feel like all international students should be aware about having your CRS score, like building your CRS score, because that takes time to build. You don't start it once you have a full-time job. Start it once you're a student. Whenever you buy a grocery, use your credit card and pay it off before the due date.
Yeah, and also credit cards a lot of times give you
Points.
bonus programs, points or cashback or air miles or whatever. So if you're if you use it in a smart way, you can save money doing that too.
Okay, so that's it for today. So if you guys like our video, and I know it's kind of different today, I don't have any time to make like educational videos because right now we're working on our permanent residency. So we kind of have that. We wanted to focus on our, improving our IELTS score, right? So hopefully we'll get our permanent residency soon or apply for it. So thank you guys for watching, and again I'll upload another video next week, and thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Oh yeah. Nothing. I wanted to say like my video, don't forget. Bye.